Hi everyone, this is Tracy. Please like and subscribe. It will really help this channel. The fine fragrance industry has a list of smells it officially doesn't do. The list is not written down anywhere. It's entirely understood. Everyone in the industry knows it, and the list includes actual human sweat, the specific smell of biological intimacy, decomposition, no, not romantic decay, actual rot, excrement, carnage, gasoline on wet asphalt, the inside of a drain. Now, some of these things are on the list because IFRA has restricted the materials that produce them. Musks, civet, castoreum, they all smell authentically animalic, and they've been restricted, replaced with cleaner, synthetic approximations that approach but do not arrive at the original. Some of them are on the list because they're just commercially non-viable. I mean, you can't sell something that smells like a drain at a Nordstrom counter. But some of them are on the list for a different reason altogether. Because the industry decided somewhere in the 20th century that the function of the fragrance was to elevate the wearer above their bodily reality, rather than to engage honestly with it. The body's inconvenient, and fine fragrance makes the body go away. And then some perfumers like Lismour started asking, why? The fragrance industry's suppression of bodily smells, it's not entirely irrational. It reflects real commercial logic. Most people don't want to smell like biological creatures at a work function. The clean aspirational register exists because people buy it, which means they want what it offers. But what it offers is avoidance, not engagement. The fragrances, like Salome, that engage honestly with the body, the animalic, the dark, the cuminy, the skin forward, aren't for everyone. They're for people who would rather smell like they're present in a room, that they've not necessarily been processed for social consumption. The interesting thing about Salome is not that it's transgressive, it's that it smells correct. It doesn't smell like what a contemporary fragrance says a person should smell like. It actually smells like what a person actually smells like at their best. The industry decided it was too much. Some perfumers disagreed, and I find myself increasingly on the side of the perfumers. Lismour's is an independent British perfumer. Papillon Artisan Perfumes makes its fragrances in small batches by hand. Salome is named after the woman who asked King Herod for the head of John the Baptist, and Moores named it that deliberately. She wasn't being subtle. Let me smell it, spray it on skin. So, Salome opens on civet and rose. It's the animal and the flower in direct confrontation with each other, neither yielding. And at the right concentration, civet smells like skin. It smells warm and specific and very present. And it's really not the skin of an idea of a person. It smells like the skin of an actual person in an actual room. And the rose doesn't soften this. In fact, for me, the rose intensifies it. This perfume is a beautiful thing and a dangerous thing, insisting on each state simultaneously. When I smelled it, initially, my reaction was, oh, this isn't trying to make me smell like I've transcended my body. Man, this is trying to make me smell like I have one. And like that is the right relationship to have with it. Moose has spoken about Germaine Cellier as an influencer. And Cellier, you'll remember, made Fracas and Bandit. And she used isobutyl quinoline at concentrations her male contemporaries considered excessive. The lineage is explicit. The project is the same. The body is subject, not problem. So let's look at Hexensalbe, which means witch's salve. Now, Stora Skuggan is a Swedish house. I'm going to spray Hexensalbe on skin. Let me find it. There we go. Here we go. So Hexensalbe opens on something dark and botanical. I can smell wormwood, birch tar. It smells herbal and medicinal and not reassuring. It smells like a practice, not a pleasant practice, a purposeful one. The smells of the industry, or the smells that the industry excludes, are broadly the smells of things that are real. Real bodies, real decay, real work, real processes. And the industry's preferred smells are imaginary, invented accords for things that don't actually smell the way the marketing says they smell. Reconstructed environments, synthetic approximations of flowers that smell nothing like the flower they claim to represent. The suppressed smells are the ones with historical associations the industry found inconvenient. Civet smells like an animal, and also at the right concentration, like very beautiful human skin. The industry replaced it because the animal association was a problem. Castoreum smells like leather and vanilla and something urgently alive. The industry moved away from it. And what we've been left with is a mainstream fragrance world that smells clean, aspirational, removed from anything that might make you aware that you're a biological creature living a biological life. Ha! And then comes Comme des Garcons. This is a really interesting fragrance. I'm going to spray on skin. Odeur 71 smells like hot metal and ink. Well, let me be more specific. Photocopier toner. It's truly strange and pleasant. And État Libre d'Orange with Fat Electrician made a fragrance that, and let me spray it on skin because Fat Electrician is special. Whew. Made a fragrance that explicitly evokes biological reality in its name. And you know what? It mostly delivers. Francesca Bianchi also made an animalic skin fragrance that called the Under My Skin that also starts from the body rather than departing from it. These fragrances, right, they're not transgressive for transgression's sake. They're transgressive because they're proposing a different relationship between fragrance and the human body. Not fragrance as a way to manage the body's presence, to make it more palatable, more aspirational, more acceptable in public, but fragrance as a way to acknowledge and engage with the fact that you have a body at all. And this turns out to be genuinely subversive. The fragrance industry's suppression of bodily smell isn't irrational. It reflects a real commercial logic. Those people don't want to smell like biological creatures at a work function. I get it. The clean aspirational register exists because people buy it, and that means that they want what it offers. But I think it offers avoidance, not engagement. The fragrances that engage honestly with the body, the animalic, the dark, the cuminy, the skin forward, they aren't for everyone. But they are for people who would rather smell like they're present in a room than like they've been processed for social consumption. The interesting thing about Salome is not that it's transgressive, it's that it smells correct. Not what a fragrance says a person should smell like. It smells like what a person actually smells like. It smells warm and present and real. Moores named it after the woman who asked for a head. She wasn't being subtle about what she thought the argument was. The industry decided the body was too much. Some perfumers, like Moores, disagreed. I find myself increasingly on the side of the perfumers. Let me know what animalic, skin-forward fragrances you love. I'm really interested to know. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you found it interesting. See you next time.